But I'm so good at making procrastination look productive. Is this still hot? I love when I can take this out of the oven. So, yesterday we did, look at that. Yesterday we did the buffalo chicken, and everybody loved the sauce. So, and the sauce wasn't even like a homemade, it's a concoction that I'm trying. Hey, Tachi. So that is some pork chops I just took out of the oven. I'm like, why am I even cooking? And you know all that chicken I cooked yesterday, you know I really didn't eat. I really didn't get a chance to eat. Because after I made the chicken and I tasted it, and after I did, you know, grab my phone. Like I said, after you go live, and Tati knows clearly about this because I missed Tati's show yesterday. And I try not to live stream and step on anybody's stream time. Because my Wednesday show is supposed to be up in the day. It's supposed to be quick. Let's go in and talk about leftovers. But I didn't get this chance to stream. Girl, you won the book I gave away on Meterscope. Yes, I saw the message. And this is how much procrastinating I've done. I've looked at the message 2-3 times while I was looking for another message. And I said, and every time I go to put in the address, I'm like, wait, let me go finish looking for this message. And I've done neither of the things. How about that? You know, you start all this stuff, but you don't complete any of it. And that's where I am at 4:01 in the afternoon. Here, I don't know why I'm even cooking. Everybody's out running around. But I wanted to cook. I don't know. And like I said, I looked at that message 3 times. But trying not to procrastinate, I left out of the message trying to continue what I was supposed to be looking for. So what I'm going to do right here, guys, is I'm going to try and whip up the sauce that I had yesterday. And I already wanted to deviate from it. My daughter's like, no. So I wanted to make the sauce from scratch. The whole point of yesterday's live stream was not to necessarily feature the chicken, but to make the sauce from scratch. But as I delved into it, how deep it went, you can't make homemade barbecue sauce unless you can make homemade ketchup. And then looking at the recipes, and actually I was given a very simple recipe. So I am going to at some point, because my goal is to not have all these containers, but to go back and do this stuff from scratch. So, but anyway, as you can see, like I said, you start out trying to be productive. And this is going to take about a cup, or maybe a half a cup. But I only bought, how many ounces is this? I bought this one, 14 ounces, so half of it yesterday and probably half of it today. I don't know why I just take top off. Because, and one of the reasons I bought it was because I didn't want to use my daughter's ketchup, because I have one of those ketchup fiends in the house that puts ketchup on everything. And so I bought this container of ketchup so I wouldn't have to touch her ketchup. And I'm not one for saving plastic, but I do love to save glass containers, and none of these came in a glass container. So the sauce that we had yesterday was old school, because I was talking with my favorite barbecue guy, and I got to laughing so hard because when we were in school, one of the things that we talked about having the lunch ladies, like today's lunch lady is nowhere near yesterday's lunch lady. And so one thing that they used to do was mix together the ketchup and the mustard. We would never have, like, and I was always a mustard eater. I never really preferred ketchup. And so, okay, this is going to be ending that. I don't think I'm going to get much more out of there. All right, I was never one to really prefer ketchup. I love mustard. And so they would always, I guess somebody in the kitchen thought, oh, this would be cool if they would take the ketchup and they would swirl in the mustard into one bowl. And so on the table, whenever we had like hot dogs or whatever required, burgers and things like that, rather than keep it separate, they would always take the mustard and swirl it into the ketchup. And I'm not using a lot of mustard to this. Both of these, like I said, when I started doing the deep dive into how to make ketchup and how to make mustard, I found that all of them, not even the ketchup and the mustard, but also the buffalo sauce, all of them had a vinegar. I don't like mustard or ketchup. Really? Well, all of them have a vinegar. It's probably because they all have a vinegar base. When I looked at the ingredients, and believe you me, that's one of the things I've started doing, is really looking at the ingredients because I want to make these things fresh, right? And making it fresh, like one of the things, we've been eating a lot of fresh stuff around here, but we've had to throw out a lot of fresh stuff because I can't get the family to understand that in eating fresh food, there's no preservatives. Like when I make ketchup from scratch, it's not going to be able to sit in the fridge or on the counter. Like the other day I made those cookies and my daughter was like, well, don't put them in the fridge, leave it on the counter. I'm like, but these are homemade cookies. There's no preservatives in there. You know, of course there's preservatives because you had your flour and all that kind of stuff. A little bit of shelf life. But I have to remind them, like I was buying bread from a friend who makes homemade breads. And they want to know, well, why does the bread go bad so fast? Well, it goes bad because there's no preservatives in it. And they don't know that life. They know things that stay on the shelf forever. So, but anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm just, I forgot I took the top off of that. Oh my God, that's going to be hot. I need to scoop that out. I forgot. It doesn't have a flip top. Why does it have a flip top? What does it? Does it have a flip top? No. Let me spoon some of that out of there because Patty Betty will look at this and she will have a heart attack. Wait a minute. I need a container to put that back. I am not about to stir that in there. Let me get another bowl. Let me get another bowl. Where my little bowls go that fast? I am not about to stir that in there. Oh my God, she would have a lovely fit on me. I'll taste it. And the good thing about this is not all that hot. Let me see, is that a lot? No, that's perfect. Okay. It's not all that hot. And actually, when I made it yesterday, I actually went back and put some more buffalo sauce in there. And then I'm going to just top it off with a little bit of honey. And then the last thing I did, just to give it the sweetness, for the sauce I did yesterday, I simmered it on the stove with some brown sugar. And I don't think, and that was a little bit sweet. So I'm trying not to do the brown sugar today. But the brown sugar also aided in the color that we had yesterday. I really wanted a nice red sauce. But then the brown sugar, I'm going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a stir. And as you can see, it's going to give me that orange and the reds. So when I add it in, when I put it on the stove with the brown sugar, see, that's how they used to serve it at school. Like just, How many of you still love what you had at school? The ketchup was sweet enough. The mustard gave a little tang with the buffalo sauce. See, that buffalo sauce kind of taking over. Yeah, I need to simmer that with a little bit of. See, the ketchup, it has such a sweetness, but it doesn't have that deep, rich sweetness that I got from the brown sugar. So I'm still going to have to simmer this on the stove with a little bit of brown sugar. Because what we loved about the chicken was that brown sugar kind of candied up that skin on that chicken a little bit. Hey, Karen. So, I think that was all I did was those and then brown sugar and butter on the stove. Let me grab my little saucepan here. And I'm just going to go to the stove with it. Put the top back on my pork chops. And we also had casserole. My daughter actually made a casserole, so I really didn't have to cook. So I only did those 4 chicken thighs because they were struggling on my brain. I'm like, I really could go back in with that. And this buffalo sauce is not that hot. I'm loving that it's not that hot. So now I have my stove on. In that pan, I'm gonna put about about 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I'm not gonna do, I think yesterday I did a cup, not even a full cup of brown sugar and butter. And I'm gonna put that in the pan. So I'm just gonna hit this off. With a little brown sugar. And let me see if I can get you guys moved over there. I call myself setting this up where I could go, but then I can't see it. Let me see, I have to go down low because I can't see what you guys can see. Hold on. Oh, it's gonna add all that stuff on there. Hold on, I hit something. Why is that on there? Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. Bear with me, guys. Is that wide enough? Okay, cool. I'm trying not to have to... Oh, man, it thinks it's turned. Hold on. Let me see what happens if I tilt you guys over there a little bit. Is that better? I can't move it. I don't want to move I don't want to reset my thing there. But I think you guys can see over here, right? All right, so as you can see, I got a little bit of brown sugar in there. I'm just going to put a little butter on there, in there with it. And I actually, I used all that butter. But guys, I'm going to tell you from hindsight, just from trying out a lot of these recipes, because the goal was, again, dialing back a little bit of the convenience factor, trying to get to a more natural state, not doing a lot, but just basically trying to learn recipes, right? And so, in trying to learn the recipes, you can see that brown sugar already kind of melted in there. I'm going in with a little bit of butter that's going to hit that off. What I have found is a lot of the flavors that restaurant flavor, I call it restaurant flavor. I definitely call it restaurant flavor that we've been trying to get at home. The little cheat, I call it my cheat sheet now. Little secrets. Like adding brown sugar to some things. A little bit of butter. You'd be surprised what butter does when added to different things. Like dropping in a little pat. You see it when you look at the cooking shows. Dropping in a little pat of butter here and there. Like I put butter on those pork chops. Alright, so we're getting my sugar melted there. It's not really melty, but... And then I'm just going to go ahead and put that sauce in there. But you're going to see how that brown sugar is going to change up the color. You hear that sizzle? I love that sizzle. You're going to see how that brown sugar... Now, keep in mind, this is very hot. You don't want to be dealing with hot sugar. It is hot, and sugar can be painful. My mother used to be the woman in the neighborhood that made candy apples. And I can just tell you, you don't want to do that kitchen stuff when you're hot and when you're tired, right? And you can see the color changing as I stir that sugar in there. See that quickness? See that color change? My mother used to be the lady that made all the candy and the, for fundraisers because I was participated in everything as a child, and all my cousins, and they would always, whenever anybody had fundraisers, she was the one to make like candy apples and things like that. So I have a real respect for hot stuff on the stove. And growing up in that era, you learn a real respect for hot stuff. And I remember I'm falling asleep one night and I almost setting the house on fire, after all those hours that she worked trying to come home tired and, fulfill an obligation, that promise that she given to somebody, and tried to make some candy apples, and that candy boiled over, and oh my goodness, I'm telling you. So I probably should have stirred that in a little bit better. But you can see the color. We started out with a real rich orange color, and then with that brown sugar went in there. And I want to give that a little bit of a toss, a little bit of tasting. Oh yeah, it's a whole other flavor. And I'm really surprised about that ketchup, you know. And like I said, I'm not a ketchup eater too. But then most of the time, we don't know what kind of ingredients. I'm gonna let that boil up just a little bit, y'all. You don't want it to pop. You definitely don't want that popping out of your pan. But I'm just gonna let it kind of burn some of that vinegar off, I guess. And I don't even know if that's even a thing. But what I do know is the buffalo sauce is a vinegar base. The ketchup, believe it or not, is a vinegar base. Even though it's tomato based, it had vinegar. And then also the mustard had vinegar. And when you think about mustard, and again, like I said, because I have this new fascination with recipes now, I'm like, I kept thinking, in fact, like I said, I asked my barbecue guy, I'm like, okay, I want to make some barbecue sauce. What's the major base of a barbecue sauce? And so he sent me, rather than give me his secret recipe, he sent me a quick little 3-4 ingredient thing from Google. And then, of course, the first one was your vinegar and sugar. So that's part of that. But the cheat tip was to go with ketchup and mustard, which is already basically, when you think about a barbecue sauce, I mean, you still end up with ketchup and mustard. And I didn't even realize how many ingredients went into a mustard. I was looking at the back of the mustard bottle, just trying to figure out, because like even in mac and cheese, you know, the real tanginess in mac and cheese is not the cheese. Now people are doing all these mac and cheese with 50,000 ingredients, 50,000 cheeses, but the real tanginess of mac and cheese is mustard. It's like, that's why it has such a rich yellow color. And I was making some sauce, and I was thinking about the difference between my mom's mac and cheese, my aunt's mac and cheese, and so forth. And come to find out, my aunt put some mustard in hers. All right, so now what I'm going to do here, my eye is hot right there. I need to bring this over, and it's going to start sizzling my pork chop. But I wanted to just bring it over and let you guys see as I pour that on there. And we got just enough sauce. Awesome. And I actually have some sauce left over because my daughter fell in love with the sauce so much. She grabbed a jar and put that sauce in the jar. So I'm going to get this off the fire. But I'm just going to get that spread around there. Get that marinating on my chops. I'm not going to put this back in the oven. I could go back in the oven. Let me just make sure they're not, oh, that's nice. They haven't been in too long. So, oh, look how tender that pork chop is. I might as well get me a piece of that. I'll taste for tasting. And there we go. Just trying to loosen them up a little bit. Let that sauce get in there. Stop cooking things. Well, I guess I could turn the eye off, maybe. Maybe that'll help. I was trying to keep that in the shot for you guys there, because I'm actually going to end here because that's pretty much it, and I want to eat and I want to taste this. So for my quick dinner, I'm going to have some of this pork chop. I'm going to grab some of that broccoli cheese casserole that my daughter did yesterday. And I think I have some other sides in there. I'm going to get lit with these leftovers. Go and check out the stream, because yesterday we did this with chicken thighs, because I'm so tired of fighting with chicken wings. And chicken wings are, I think I can sit that down now. Chicken wings are, how many of you are just tired of the chicken wing simply because you eat a lot of the chicken wings because you like the flavor, you know? But I wanted some more chicken with the flavor, and so I made buffalo chicken thighs instead of buffalo wings, chicken wings. Now I just made some buffalo pork chops. So this is going to be today's dinner with leftovers. And I just wanted to kind of come on and show you guys again that sauce, because it ended up, turned out really well. But keep in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get some water in that pan, because there's sugar in this. And you know, sugar makes a great mess. This would have been great if I'd done this in the slow cooker. And I have my slow cooker liner bag, so I won't have to, when I do sugary sauces, I don't have to worry about having to scrub that slow cooker, so get you some slow cooker bags. I'm going to put the top back on this because that heat and that sauce is coming. I'm going to put it back in the oven just a little bit just because I really want that sugar to caramelize on those pork chops, if that is a thing. I don't know. I'm just new to this. And I mean, I'm a home cook and I raised 4 kids off my cooking, but just coming back into the kitchen and learning a little bit more about how to break down, I'll take the top off, how to break down the recipes. That's what this journey is. And then, of course, being able to come in and talk about, you know, various books, and most of my blogging is going to happen here in the kitchen because I just feel better in the kitchen. And I have gone out, I've done a couple of events, and I don't know if I'm still ready for that. Let me see, what's today? Isn't today the 11th or is it the 12th? No, tomorrow's the 12th, so today's the 11th. Today was sausage pizza day, and tomorrow is, did I say pumpkin? Pumpkin pie day is tomorrow, so y'all get ready for that. But today is sausage pizza day. I do have a video out there on my YouTube channel where we made, in fact, I'm going to go get that shared. In fact, I might even live stream it. Where we made amazing sausage pizza, homemade sausage pizza. And that was really good. But today, we doubled back on the sauce. We had a package of pork chops. So I went ahead and threw some sauce on that. Put that back in the oven. And I'm going to bid y'all farewell.